Well, hello and welcome to Chubs Gone Wild. We're back. Are you excited? I am a little bit. Okay. Anyway,
Oh, is that to me? Oh, sorry. I thought you were waiting for the listeners to go, yay.
I've done that before. Notice my issue. The arm of my glasses, my non-breakable glasses came off, and I had to fucking duct tape it on there because it's not a screw. It's like some weird thing. So now I walk around looking like some alien.
Dork.
I'm on that too, but I do that all the time. Anyway, hey, welcome to Chubs Gone Wild, episode 445, recorded on May 25th, 2022, where it is currently on the climb to 102 degrees outside the Chubs Gone Wild remote studios. Universe, goddess, God bless air conditioning. I gotta say.
Well, it's going to be the mid 80s tomorrow and then drop down to the low 80s, which means it only gets up to like 82 at like 3, 4, 5 o'clock. And then by 7 o'clock, we're in the 70s. The Delta breeze is blowing. It's wonderful. This is an oddity. This isn't a normal thing, except we've just had two not normal things twice in the month of May. I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
I don't either. Ugh. All right.
But no humidity.
Oh, child. All right. It is 159 days till Halloween, 214 until Christmas, and only 160 days until TJ Zombie Girl retires, which means you only have 160 days to come up with a decent retirement gift.
Wait, you get gifts for retirement?
I have heard. You got a couple of years yet, but we'll plan something.
What do you mean? I didn't get any.
You haven't retired yet.
Girl, I've been retired.
No, you've been kept. Patreon offers folks a way to support creators and receive rewards not open to the general public, like special podcasts, videos, books, and more. And we want to thank our current patrons, Clint, Nephi, Nick, DJ, Sausage from the Universe, Eric, Sean, Charles, Brother Sinatus, Phoenix Dave, Kingsley, and Moose P. Please visit patreon.com/Matt Burlingame and check out all the good content there, as well as you would like, for as little as $1 a month. And there is a new My Life in Fragments podcast posted over there, as well as a few new articles coming this week. All right. Today. Yes.
Did you hear what George Bush said? He was making a speech condemning Putin.
Yeah.
You heard this?
Yes.
Yeah, condemning Putin, and he says, the madman that goes in and attacks a country that he has no business in being there. The poor Iraq. I mean, it was like the audience.
And then after that, he goes, and then after he corrects himself, he goes, and Iraq. So yeah. It's like, I honestly kind of wonder if he is not like completely racked with regret and guilt over all of that stuff. And I still think Cheney was the one pulling the strings, but I don't know. He doesn't deserve any. Yeah. No sympathies. Just saying.
Yeah.
Hey.
The painters are hammering something. I don't know what they'd have to hammer right now.
Oh,
I know. They're probably putting the drain spout back on. Okay. That's probably what it is.
Okay. Well, that's fine. Our listeners, I think, can do with a little bit of hammering, getting this hammer. Now, I actually had to sit through a webinar, like a fundraising webinar once, where the woman actually had behind her in her office people hammering and painting and tearing things down. And I was like, are you fucking kidding? This is just ridiculous. But this is fine. Anyway, so 4 years ago, today in history, 4 years ago, After the United States won its independence. Oh, wait, hold on. Not 4 years ago, 4 years after the United States won its independence from England.
I wasn't going to
55
correct you.
was that?
I wasn't going to correct you.
Oh, it's like, wait a minute. That's not right. Independence was a long time ago. 55 state delegates, including George Washington, James Madison, and Benjamin Franklin, convened in Philadelphia to compose a new U.S. Constitution on May 25th, 1787. The Articles of the Confederation, ratified several months before the British surrender at Yorktown in 1781, provided for a loose confederation of U.S. states, which were sovereign in most of their affairs. All right. Well, that sounds like a good time, doesn't it? For good time.
Good time.
Today, we do have some celebrations, including Geek Pride. I'm dressed for it.
Well, with your glasses, you are.
Yes, Queen.
Are you sure that's not a Band-Aid?
No, it is duct tape.
Okay.
Stuck there. Also, today is International Plastic Free Day. I don't think we can do that. It's in our bodies. Also, Brown Baggett, Missing Children's Day.
Wait, what did you say?
Baggett.
Oh.
Baggett. Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
No. National Senior Health and Fitness Day. No.
Boo.
Did you get out and
Boo.
do anything?
No, well, I might have to take a poo later.
Oh, well, see, that's health and fitness. It's healthy.
That's right.
It's healthy to fitness out of yourself into the, anyway.
I don't have to get up off the toilet. That's like sit-ups, right?
Right. All right, National Tap Dance Day. Also, wine and towel. Today is towel day. Can you believe it?
Allie?
Towel.
Everybody should use a towel. You want to get high?
I vaguely remember something about that. All right. What have we got here? Today's affirmation. Today's affirmation. Take a deep breath in. I love my work, and the days go by easily and swiftly.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I don't know. Maybe when you're writing cheesy affirmations on a calendar, you're like, all I have to do is come up with 365 affirmations, and then I've done a year's work. Yay. Anyway, moving on. We do appreciate our affirmations. We do have some birthdays, however. There's a lot of them. A lot of big, bad birthdays. Well, happy birthday, Mercury and Raymond. Tim. Oh, that's Tim from Alaska. Also, Mike, Margaret, Rob. Oh, publisher of Outward Magazine, Mr. Fred Palmer. Also, Gary, Mike. Oh, author Mike Lopez. Wendy Cameron. You know who she is? She's the naughty nanny. TM. Also, happy birthdays to what?
Nothing.
Okay. Happy birthdays to TL, Robert Lynn, author Patrick Henshaw, Curtis, Peter. Oh, that infamous Peter. Peter. Anyway, also Nicholas, who is one of our patrons. That's awesome. Happy birthday, Nick. We've also got Mike, Thomas, Ian, Bruce, singer Xavier Toscano. Also, oh my goodness, it's that Nessa. All right, hold on. I'm going to try to cry for a minute. Happy birthday, Nessa. Okay. Also, Ronald Rick. Oh my goodness, it is podcasting godfather Archer. Happy birthday, Archer. We also have Marcus, Brandon, Rick, and Arnold. Happy birthday. Lots of birthdays. All your parents were having sex 9 months ago. Just think about that.
No, 9 months before their
Well,
birth date.
there's that too.
And like when the whole thing with the Constitution was 4 years
Yeah,
ago.
yeah. See, I'm time traveling, so I'm
Oh,
having
you
a
hate that.
displacement issue. I know, especially on TV shows. All right, so happy birthday to all of you. Oh, a lot of podcast people. That's really cool. Well, we don't have any feedback, which basically means that Sean hasn't written in yet. Uh, but we do have some chub hugs to send out. Did you have any that you wanted to send out? Probably kind of.
Well, I mean, I know that it's going to be forgotten in 3 days with the news cycle, but sadly, all those children and teachers that were murdered in Texas just yesterday.
Yeah.
So, I mean, chub hugs out to them, and sadly enough, like I said, in 3 days we're going to be talking about something else, because we're not talking about the problems over in with Russia attacking a country. We're not talking about that anymore. Not
Right.
really. And now the baby formula thing, that's almost over with. We're not talking about that. So we'll have something new. Don't worry. I'm sure Marjorie, whatever her name is, going to do something stupid. So
yeah. It's just fucking sad. And yes, as you said, but my chub hugs go out to all those the families and friends and everyone who is directly affected by what happened with the mass murdering of children again in school. 19, and everybody's crying. Everybody's saying, why? In 3 days, they'll just move on. So, court headlines. Anti-LGBTQ Madison Cawthorn. Oh, the Republican hottie who likes to hump on his cousin, get hand jobs by his people. And yeah. Anyway, he loses. He lost his GOP primary to an out lesbian candidate who got the Democratic nod. Yeah. Replace a closeted gay for an out lesbian. That's a good trade. Also, a drag queen was crowned prom king at Indiana High School. Well, that's good, I think. A little gender weirdness there, but all good. You'd think that she would be crowned queen. No? Okay. Federal judge blasts Republican while striking down Tennessee's transphobic bathroom sign law. That's good. Right?
Yeah, they're still talking about that?
Apparently. Oh, and then there's this little tidbit. A right-wing extremist promises to hunt LGBTQ allies during Pride Month. On a video, he said, "I also like to hunt LGBT supporters in my free time. If you support LGBT agenda, you're not safe."
Lovely.
Yep. Type of people that, yeah. All right. What else we got here? So those are our headlines. Blah. But you know what? Let's cheer up, put on a happy face, smile, and fake it till you make it, because it's time for Tom to tell you about his week.
Well, let's see. It was kind of a sad week. I finished up Frankie and Grace.
Oh.
So that's done with. I mean, I could watch it again, but I probably won't.
Right.
It was 7 seasons, so but that was sad. Let's see, American Idol, Noah Thompson won American Idol and undeservingly won it. He was just really cute, couldn't grow a mustache or a goatee, but tried.
Yeah.
And then he had a baby out of wedlock. So, he even was up there. And like one time they said, well, what about a different key? He goes, I don't know what that means. And then he didn't know half the songs he sang. You know, he has no real history with music, or it was just dodgy. You know,
he's cute.
He's cute. Yeah.
All the girls love him. They want to have this Jesus baby.
Yeah. Okay. On Mass Singer, it finished last week, and the sad thing was that I had read an article on Yahoo on who these people thought it was, and they were exactly right with who they thought it was, which means they probably found out with the taping that they did earlier who the winner is going to be. And I mean, and then I announced it on this and Sworn and Judge. So I just want to apologize to everybody that I unknowingly spoiled the finale of Mass Singer for everyone.
So it really was who that said.
To the yes, every single
Diane
one.
Jackson too, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and come on, when they come up with, oh, it's the girl who's the sister on the Goldbergs, you know, really?
Yeah, who the fuck is going to know that?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so let's see. Let's see. Moving on, we got rid of Omar on Survivor this last week because, well, he was a real schemer. You know, he's one of those guys that lied a little bit here, lied a little bit there, and then finally got caught in the lie, and then they backdoored him. So that was fun.
Oh,
let's see. Heartstoppers, which I've been talking about for the last month.
Yeah.
Well, good news. It's been renewed for season 2 and 3.
Oh.
So that's nice. Let's see. I've really been enjoying The Offer on Paramount Plus. If you have Paramount Plus, it's really good. It's how they made The Godfather. I mean, it's not a documentary. It's an acted out thing, but it's how they got The Godfather to be made, dealing with, you know, gangsters and like movie, you know, executives who usually are the same thing. So,
right.
Really fun show. RuPaul last week had the Snatch Game, which I posted on Swan and Judd and on my own Facebook page, and it's the entire Snatch Game. It went like 20 minutes. It was really good. And what happened was halfway through they had to change into a different character. So the queen who won is Jinx Monsoon from Seattle. She won back a few years ago, and when she did the Snatch Game during her season, she played Little Edie from Grey Gardens. Right. And I remember the show very vividly because she's going, oh, I'm going to play Little Edie from Grey Gardens, and every queen went, who? Who? And then of course RuPaul's on you know, like dying laughing, and she ends up winning not only Snatch Game but the season. So she did, the first one she did was Natasha Lyonne from Russian Dolls. She was in But I'm a Cheerleader. She was the cheerleader, and so you know, she was hysterical as Natasha. Actually, Natasha gave her a call out on online on Twitter, so that was kind of cool. But then her second one was Judy Garland, and it was so fucking hysterical. I mean,
Judy, old Judy.
What?
Young Judy, old Judy.
Old Judy.
Yes.
Yeah. So like the Brute goes, so you know, Judy, what was on the other side of that rainbow? And she goes, darling, it was a set. Set, you know, like a cardboard set. There, it's Hollywood. There's nothing there. And it was like, oh yeah, sorry, I guess that's a good point. And she goes, yeah, it's just made up, you know. And then she was talking about how she said she had a three-way with Dean Martin and Frank Sinatra, and they stopped to snort some coke and it was on. They lined it up on Frank Sinatra's cock, and she only got halfway through that line, and she had to come up for air, And it was just the whole thing was so hysterical. And oh my God, Rue and Michelle and Ross and Michelle were the players.
Mhm.
Wow, I mean, they were in hysterics. They're crying. The other queens are looking at her like, who the hell is this woman? How did she know? Why is she's so, oh, damn it. I'm not going to win. Is what they were all thinking. And, but it's hysterical. And I suggest everybody, if you're a fan of Drag Race and you haven't seen this, because it's only available on Paramount Plus, that you need to check out my Facebook page.
Yes.
So, okay. Let's see. So you think you can dance started next week? It's, just the audition. So it's
Okay.
they're what they are.
Yeah.
And then one of the guys I watch on YouTube, it's called Casper Sight. And it's this guy, Ben, who he's got a his recording studio is probably the cupboard that Harry Potter slept in. It's so small. And it's got a little door off to the side, so it's like a cabinet inside. And he's got everything set up. It's probably a 4x4 room, if at all. So he's in the middle. What he does is he watches the videos with us for the first time. So when something's scary, he gets really scared, and it's hilarious. And he's always going, "Oh my God, it's the Grudge, bitch! Oh my God, look at her! She's the Grudge! It's the Ring! Run!" And so he's very funny. Well, right in the middle of one of his shows, the door that's right next to him, right behind him, opens up, and he was like scared the shit out of him, first of all. And there's this little girl going, "Daddy, you brush my teeth." And he's like, then he's like, "Okay, you go on," and he shuts the door and goes, "Oh, get the shit out of me." And it's so funny. It's so funny. But I have just been enjoying all of my paranormal shows on YouTube. And I owe great thanks to one of our listeners for getting me started on this. So
good.
Let's see. Good News High School, the musical, the series.
Okay.
Is now High School, the musical, the series renewed for 2 more seasons. Yay! So that's exciting for me. I'm wondering if Olivia Rodrigo, was in the first 2 seasons, I'm pretty sure she's in the 3rd one, but is she going to be in the 4th one? And that's why they said, okay, yeah, let's do 4, because she's hot as can be right now. So if you're not familiar with her, you got to listen to her song. I think Drive By.
Okay.
It's about how she was dating some guy, and they were the thing that they're all excited was as soon as they got old enough, they were both going to get their driver's license, and then I could drive past your house, but we're broken up now. I can't drive by your house. It's a really good song though. It's really angsty. Let's see, on Saturday Night Live, they 4 regular cast members have left the show. Edie Bryant, Kyle Mooney, Pete Davidson, and Kate McKinnon. They all left.
Wow.
Well, that's as regulars. I guarantee you that Kate will be back because she can't stay. I think she's going to be a lot like what's his name? The one guy that's been on for like 20 years now, Keenan.
Oh gosh,
yeah, him. And he's still coming back again. His show did get canceled on NBC though. Let's see. And I watched 2 movies. These are 2 older movies. Well, one's older, one's brand new. The first one I watched was There's Someone Inside Your House, which was a horror film about a serial killer that was going after these teens that have secrets.
Oh.
So the first kid they kill, he kills his is this kid who was like beat up some kid during the hazing process, beat him up, really badly, and all the other students knew, all the other football players knew about it. So I don't know why it's really a secret. And then this one girl did a little bit of hating on some podcast, and that was recorded. And I don't know why really that's at least a dirty little secret that only maybe she knew. But and then the next one was the guy was addicted to painkillers. Now, how is that worthy of being killed over? It just didn't make sense.
Yeah.
Well, that's where I'm getting with this. The premise was kind of interesting, but the secrets weren't. They weren't worthy of murder.
Right.
I mean, if it was something really horrible, sure, but none of these were that bad. I mean, beating up the guy was probably bad. I mean, hate speech is one thing, but I don't know if it's murder worthy. And the twist was pretty good in the show, ultimately, but I was sitting there going, this doesn't make sense. This is poor writing.
Yeah.
Second show I saw was on Disney Plus, and it's called Sneakerella. And this is about a young kid, little like a 16-year-old guy who he wants to design sneakers. And so, but his mother dies, and his stepfather and stepbrothers end up taking over their shoe business that the mother had. But they want to sell the business and move out of Queens. So this kid meets this girl, and this girl ends up being the sneaker king's daughter. So that he goes to a gala, and shows off some new shoes and leaves one behind after he has to leave at midnight. So it's Cinderella, with sneakers. It's a musical, and it was pretty cute. Sean was like fighting it the whole time, and then he got really into it. So yeah, it was good. Let's see, the girls are fine. They went into their flowering process. So the first part is the grow, and then the second part is the flowering. When you can see that they're starting to get their, let's call them buds. That's when you change their lighting and you change their feeding, and so that promotes the buds to form, basically.
Okay.
So they're at that right now, and having my house painted as we speak.
Yeah.
So that's going to be nice. It's been 3 days. Okay. And I feel for these guys. It's the heat out. I mean, it was 100 yesterday, and today it's supposed to be 102, and they're working in the sun.
Yeah.
Girl.
Nice, huh?
I'm glad I'm retired, just like Zombie Girl will be in, what is it,
60 days.
160 days.
Yeah.
No, 160 days.
Yeah.
But I'd got no gifts.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
What
did you do this week?
Well, I'll tell you, one of the things that, like, you brought up that movie. It always, well, it doesn't always surprise me, but it surprises me at times when these people go after, they're going to write this movie about going after sinners. And like their idea of what the sinning is, it's like the person who is addicted to painkillers, you're going to go after the victim. Why don't you go after the people that unnecessarily pushed those things?
Oh, no, exactly. And one thing I was really worried, because the guy, the bully that beat up the guy, they kept there were all these pictures in his house, in his bedroom, that were of him and the guy that he beat up. And I thought, oh God, the first one that they kill is going to be gay. And all I could think about was, you were going to roll your eyes, because why is it that it's always the gay guy that has to go first?
Yeah.
Or second, actually, because it's got to be the cheerleader that goes first usually, or the bigger star. Yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, let's go ahead and jump into my week. I have not watched Top Chef or Halo, which I know that you have, but I have not watched those yet. And tomorrow I will be watching episode 2 of Strange New Worlds because I did promise that I would only watch those episodes with Heather. So I'll be finishing that show somewhere around Christmas, I imagine. I didn't watch any Hetty either. No Hetty Wainthrope. No, no. However, I did watch Call the Midwife, which I actually meant to watch The Handmaid's Tale and got 3 episodes into Call the Midwife and thought, I think I might just be watching the wrong show.
Yeah.
Because I just don't see the oppression that I was told was going to be happening. So after about 3 episodes, and was sucked in, by the way, I have finished throughout the week. I did finish the first season and a half of Called Midwife. It's actually really good. It's only, I think, about 6 episodes a season, or a series, as the British would say. And there's 11 series of it now. So I'm like, yeah, I'll get to it at some point. But I did get to The Handmaid's Tale. And, well, I have to say that season 1 was oppressive and sad. And you can see how the whole thing could come about and everything. But I was just like, am I the only one that thought this is kind of boring a little bit and just kind of
I was so bored.
masochistic to women? Because I really was. And not only that, but apparently whoever is directing this, they love their cinematography, their shots. They love to do shots from high up that form perfect, everybody has to be in a circle, and the rain falls down on them in a certain way. I mean, just very, very cinematographically, very pretty. And they also love their long shots. And let me tell you, I have been hitting that 10-second forward button and 3 or 4 times, and they're still on the same shot sitting in the window, saying nothing. Anyway, that aside, halfway through season 2, it finally started getting good and having some action and doing something. So finally, I am now on the next to last episode of season 3. It's gotten much, much better. I'm invested, but I still hate when they do the flashbacks to somebody's past. I don't care at this point. I've seen her have a happy time with her husband and her child. I get it. They were happy. They were married. We get the plot. It's season 3. Move the fuck on. Do something. Anyway, so they are. They finally are. Now, have you watched all the seasons or just 1 or?
I saw maybe 3 or 4 episodes and went, I don't want to watch this anymore.
Okay. I can understand that. Because they really did not. I mean, they were basically, this whole thing was set up probably very close to the novel, only modernized until about halfway through season 2, like I said. And then all of a sudden, finally, they started doing something and making it interesting. The lead actress.
Yeah. She's not very pretty.
Oh, well, no. But I do think since they're not supposed to have any makeup or, skincare or anything, they're not allowed anything like that except soap and water in that world. And you can see, they've kept her in character because, she'll have, stuff on her face and skin flaking off and stuff so I mean that way the world building and this, like I said, the cinematography is just really outstanding. But with the lead actress, I don't know whether she's not that good or she's super good to the point where you just think maybe she isn't good, or whether she does smell the fart acting. Now, for those of you who don't know, that was a Friends reference when Joey basically did this thing about smell the fart acting, where he just, looks up and sniffs around and doesn't say, and I swear that she does that. She takes freaking forever to finally get out of line, and you can see her going through every single emotion. And it's good, but at the same time, I'm like, are you meek? Are you picky? What? Oh, I don't know. It's just a weird show, but I'm into it. And then I had a busy week last week. I had it's our Pride issue for our local newspaper that I do some stringing for sometimes. So I ended up helping them by knocking out 4 articles, 2 ads, and then on top of that, I have been working on 2 different websites. So I had a super busy week. And then finally got that stuff done. And then on the weekend, I ended up in the cemetery because I was helping our friend and Patreon, our patron, Clint. He had to do an act in the cemetery, acting out a scene for the Morgan Brothers, the Lantern Tours.
What was it for?
Oh, so the Lantern Tours, which they do in October, they do a one-off in May to keep generating interest, bringing new people, and also their regular supporters and investors. They kind of have something for them. So this is just you do a 3-minute scene or speech or something, and this one was about siblings. So it was about brothers or sisters, who had some sort of relationship with each other or whatever and died. And my characters, Clint's and my characters, were brothers who ended up
lovers.
His character, we questioned, but we're not supposed to question. But the way that we read all the stuff, I'm like, this is interesting. Anyway, but basically they had a squabble, and the younger brother shot the older brother for not making him breakfast.
Which one were you?
I was the older brother who got shot.
Yay!
Thank you. But the whole thing, most of the actors just gave speeches. They didn't act out scenes, but he and I acted out a scene, and we did it comedically. So it went over really well, which is good because the one before us was a whole bunch of dead children that died of diphtheria and stuff like that. So we kind of perked everybody back up. That was real fun.
Yeah, that's funny.
It's let's get all depressed and sad and everything, and then let's go over here and watch these 2 fight about breakfast. Yay! So yeah. Anyway, so that was fun. Not really sure I'm gonna do it again, but it was kind of fun to, after 12, 13 years of not being on stage. Anyway, that's actually about it for me. The rest of the stuff has just been trying to get through work stuff and keep going. Anyway, all right. Hey, we want to remind you to be loud, be proud, be too much, be you. Fat Marker Clothing wants those of us who have been told that we are too much of something to turn those negatives into positives. And Chubs listeners can use the code FMWildChub to get 20% off anything while ordering over at fatmarkerclothing.com. And we encourage you to go over there because if you're a chub or you just want a chub, let me tell you, looking at their models, you can get a chub, all right. Anyway, too dirty. Are you? Oh, you're muted. Oh, okay. Chub, he's agreeing with me. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the advice. And this course comes from Dear Prudy over at Slate.
Yes.
Oh, God. All righty then. Slate.com. Go check them out and support them. Do all that good stuff. I recently started a new job at a company that has been in the local news. Shortly before I was hired, the owner was sued because while all the senior positions went to men, the rest of the staff was made up of extremely attractive women. I do not look like my female coworkers. I'm a brunette who's over 25, and I'm not curvy, just one big curve. I'm slowly being introduced to our clients. And the first time I met one, he said, "Oh, you must be one of the new hires." And everybody at the meeting laughed. Only after another client said it, did I realize he was referring to my boss's legal troubles. It's astounding how many clients have now made the same joke. I overheard one client called me the naughty. I am now feeling pressure to try to look hot when that's not what I'm about. I don't want to offend clients, but it's insulting that they feel that they can say this about me. I would go to my boss, but I feel I should be able to handle this myself.
I'd really like to know what the company is.
Yeah.
You know, how many clients come in to say, you know, make jokes like that, you know, how frequent this is. So she's fat. One big curve. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's over 25. She's
right.
Overweight. She has brown hair, which means all the others probably are blondes or redheads.
They were blondes and they had big boobs and yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, if she needs to have some good zingers is what she needs. I mean, you know, that's why I meant about the company, because, you know, it's some companies are just different. You know, I mean, who knows? This could be like a trucking company. So you've got that machismo kind of attitude on how they treat women. And that's not going to change even in the new today's world unless all the bosses are female. And that's probably not going to happen. But so what I would suggest is that she gets some really good zingers. So when somebody comes in and goes, "Oh, you must be the new hire," you know, I can't think of a joke right off the top of my head, but I think she should have some zingers. And
yeah, they needed somebody who could do a good job instead of a blow job.
Oh, that's good. That's good. They needed somebody that could work vertically instead of horizontally.
Right.
Okay, you go ahead.
I can help you above the desk.
I've got a knock at my door.
Okay. So here's what dear Prudy had to say. To knock upon yon door. Okay. Your firm must have been a source of endless stimulation and even hilarity for the male clients for so long that they no longer notice that they're flouting the normal rules of courtesy. I'm infuriated on your behalf, but please don't let your response be to try to turn yourself into a hottie. Your job is to do good work for the clients. So I agree complaining to your boss will be awkward and won't resolve the situation. When these jerks make their remarks, just ignore their implications. Upon hearing the new hire joke, reply, "Yes, I started in December. I really look forward to working with you."
Boo.
In acting
They
class.
won't respect her unless she has something snarky to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, okay, blah, blah. In acting class, they teach the importance of subtext. Good actors through a facial expression, a pause, or a tilt of the head, subtly express their internal state. So you might say to yourself, "Yep, the Victoria's Secret show has closed, and now real women are getting work at Lech and Company. But I will do you the favor of pretending I don't know what you're talking about." Okay. That half smile or raised eyebrow from you might just cause the jokers to reconsider their behavior. Okay. So it sounds like she's telling her, just be quiet, be a good little girl, and just give them a look, and they'll suddenly understand. Sure. Right, people. I agree with Tom. You gotta funnily, there's a word, funnily, you have to good-naturedly put them in their place, but without damaging their ego. That's the trick. So you got to make the joke about the other women or the boss and not them. Anyway, just a random thought. How are we doing, sir?
Good.
Okay. Hey, Chubs, do you believe it's possible to maintain platonic friendships with members of the sex you are attracted to?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a dumb question, but it's one I hear frequently.
Well, it's why it is.
Hmm.
It's the old adage: can a man be friends with a woman?
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, yeah, especially if you're in a good marriage, that person is your best friend. Your best friend is a woman or a man, depending. But, and frankly, look at me. I have some of the hottest, most sought after people in my friends network. I'm good. Just saying. Hey, Chubs, if you had unlimited resources, how would you live your life?
Probably like I am right now.
At home waiting to serve your man.
Yeah, I mean, let's see, I wouldn't work. Okay, check. Let's see, I always have weed and Diet Cokes. Check. So
Yes.
life is good.
There you go. Yeah. I would probably travel more. And
On planes?
Well, it's basically if you had unlimited resources. So just think that you're rich enough that you don't fucking but this is how not I mean, I would be very philanthropic as you would assume that I would be. Philanthropic. Anyway, I would support a lot of, nonprofits and shit. But how I would live my life, probably fairly simple, but in a house where I had lots of other people to do all the cleaning and cooking and all that stuff. And I would have a Wrangler because I'm getting to the point where I can't, I don't know what the hell I'm doing from one minute to the next. Anyway, but yeah, I don't think I would become some Melania, you know? Okay, Tom's giving me a look, so I don't know. Anyway, take a guess. Well, let's take a guess, shall we? Tom, please answer this question. What is Dolly Parton's net worth?
Oh, I'd say $540 million.
Oh, well, it probably would be if she didn't give so much of it away. It's actually 350 million. Yeah, which is surprising and makes you think that she does give quite a bit of away. All right. Well, with that answered, let's find out what's in the lunchbox. Well, Mr. Mark wrote in and said, "Hi, Chubs, Scott here." Oh, I guess it's Scott. Mark and I took the family out to dinner. Mom, sister, and nephew. A Greek restaurant on the waterfront of Sassoon City. Mom and nephew ate. Let's see, they had the fish and chips. I have been wanting a good fish and chips for a long time now. My sister Mark and I had a cheeseburger. Each, they came with delicious real potato French fries. That sounds really good too.
Yeah, they do look really good.
I got to scroll down here to that. Yeah. Oh yeah, those fries look awesome. Yeah, I would love to try that fish and chips. I haven't had a good fish and chips in so long.
I told you where there's one in town.
Where?
Over near the Trader Joe's on Folsom Boulevard.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. I'll have to get my friend Clint to take me over there and get some. Anyway.
Fries suck though.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. And probably their coleslaw. And if they freaking have mac and cheese as a side, I don't want it.
No, I don't think they. It's just fries. Why would you?
Why can't, you would probably know this maybe, why can't any of these freaking restaurants who do food that specifically is complemented by mac and cheese cannot do a freaking mac and cheese that is not just a pile of mushy, untasting, or with no taste bullshit.
I don't know, because I'm not a fan of mac and cheese. So
Yeah. Well, if you eat it at any of these restaurants, you wouldn't be either. All right. Thank you. We have one more here. I know we do. No, that's the wrong. That's not it. Okay, apparently I ended up copying the same thing, verbiage wise for both. But he also sent along some photos of a pizza that looks like a Woodstock's pizza.
Yeah, and it's got lots of pepperoni on it.
It looks really, really good. I would
especially like the shot just grazing over the crust, not the overhead one, but the one right before it.
Yes.
And so you can just like look down where they cut it, and the cheese still is melty, and the pepperonis are nice and crispy on the edge. It's a lovely shot. It makes me want pizza.
Yep. And yeah, I could go for pizza right now. I do love pizza. All right. Thank you so much, Mark Scott. Scott Mark. And then we do have a couple things here from Mr. Moose, including Thai Dynamite. Oh, Thai Dynamite chicken. Good, but flavor so strong, I can never finish it. Really? Wow. Huh. Also, fish from a different restaurant. This had a tempura batter, very tasty, house-made tartar sauce, salad with a vinaigrette. The fish looks great, but now I'm really curious about the Thai Dynamite chicken.
Yeah.
So the flavor is so strong. Does that mean the flavor is so strong, or it's so hot?
What spice? That means spice.
Okay. Curious. Yeah, I like, the show where they do on YouTube where they do the barbecue sauce that gets hotter and hotter and hotter until
the chicken wing thing.
I probably could not make it halfway. Yeah, the chicken wing.
Oh thing. Yeah, well, I'm not looking for. As soon as it burns your mouth and you can't taste anything anymore, what's the point?
Right. Exactly. Anyway. All right. Hey, send us an email at chubsgonewild@gmail.com, including pics of what's in your lunchbox. We'd like to know. Leave us a comment on chubsgonewild.com. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/chubsgonewild. Watch videos of the show, this show that we're recording right now. See our backgrounds. Share the love. Over on YouTube, just search Chubs Gone Wild. Please consider becoming a patron of the show over at patreon.com/MattBurleyGame. Nessa would want you to. Oh, and find Tom's movie and TV reviews over at swanandjudd.com. Find their podcast on iTunes or on iHeartRadio. Find out.
Not over the next 3 weeks, though.
Oh, that's right. He's going to be gone, right?
Yeah. So we're on temporary summer vacation hiatus. So.
Well, I'll have to switch back to listening to Tastes Like Burning and the Smellcast and stuff while I'm showering, because I like to listen to Swanner and Judd and touch my naked body. Okay. Anyway, I offered to fill in. I'm just saying. So find out more about my books over at justkisstheguy.com and check out my other podcast at bigggaysexshow.com. And give us a call at
408-69 Chubs.
Yes, Queen. Reminds me, I've been thinking about rewatching the Fab Five. What is it? Queer Eye. I've been thinking about rewatching that. I need a good cry, but over something good. Because let me tell you, there's enough going on to cry about bad. All right.
All right.
With that, we love you. Be safe. Be good. And we'll catch you next time. Bye.
Bye.